Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2013. Well, if I had to bet, the possibility of an American military strike against Syria is dim at the moment. We've gone from about 8 days ago, where it was all but certain that the American Navy was going to unleash Tomahawk missiles at Syrian chemical weapons areas, to the situation where we are today. President Obama has arrived in St. Petersburg, where he's expected to shortly engage face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin, who is arguing publicly about the quality of American intelligence indicating that Assad, in fact, used chemical weapons, and if, in fact, chemical weapons were used, whether, in fact, he used them. The Chinese are warning of economic devastation if an attack occurs in Syria, because they believe it will increase the price of oil worldwide by about 10%. The American public, in fact, by polling data released yesterday, is as much as 7 in 10 opposed to military action in Syria. Meanwhile, both houses of Congress have passed resolutions allowing the president to use force. However, those resolutions are very tightly drafted, and force can be used, but only in a very limited sense. Meanwhile, in Rome, Pope Francis I announced that military action in this instance would be futile. Over the next 36 hours in St. Petersburg, President Obama is expected to be in intensive discussions with world leaders about this. The agenda for the summit, in fact, has been completely hijacked by the Syrian issue. Several hours ago, at least 100 vehicles smashed into each other in a massive pileup in Britain's southeastern county of Kent. 6 people were injured seriously, about 200 others with minor injuries. The chain reaction crash took place on a multi-lane bridge and highway that connects the island of Sheppey with the mainland of Kent. TV footage is quite gripping. It shows probably about 1,000 vehicles all stopped, with about 100 of them with dents. A power cut yesterday left 70% of the country of Venezuela without electricity, including parts of the capital of Caracas. Disabled traffic lights caused traffic chaos, and it disrupted the city's underground railway system. Thousands of workers were sent home. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro blamed the opposition for sabotage to power transmission lines. He said that this was folly by twisted and desperate minds on the right, meaning the right of the political spectrum. He did not give any evidence of the sabotage. The opposition leader said the government was trying to divert public attention from the country's problems by concocting a conspiracy theory. Venezuela has huge oil reserves, but the electricity is dependent upon hydroelectricity for about 70% of its power. Power slowly came back on. Power cuts are common throughout the country, but very rare in Caracas. It now does seem as if the reinsurance broker Willis is going to defeat Cooper Gay in the battle to acquire Towers Watson's reinsurance broking platform. According to more sources now, Willis and Towers are in advanced negotiations with the view to conclude the deal in time for a conference-stealing announcement at the Monte Carlo rendezvous, which begins this Sunday. We will be in Monte Carlo, and if that announcement occurs, we will try to find somebody to talk to about it for the TV show. Moody's, the ratings agency, gave a press briefing yesterday in advance of the Monte Carlo discussion, and said that reinsurers' own strategic use of alternative capital are likely to feature very heavily in the Monte Carlo discussion. They say that many reinsurers with large capital bases, a high degree of diversification, and the ability to leverage both traditional and third-party capital are going to be best placed going forward. Moody said that a number of reinsurers have in fact had their eye on the insurance-linked securities market for years and have begun to deploy a bit of a hybrid kind of solution for clients. They said that conditions continue to be favorable for more consolidation in the sector. Translation: the strongest will gobble the less strong. There'll be more mergers and acquisitions. Puerto Rico is being buffeted right now by Tropical Storm Gabrielle. It's bringing sustained winds of only about 40 miles per hour, but it's expected to dump about 6 inches of rain in Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgins, and portions of the Dominican Republic. And there were always these reports. We thought to mention this only because of the seismic activity in Alaska over the weekend. There was a 7.0 up in the Aleutians. But if there was a 9.0 in Alaska, an earthquake, similar to one struck Japan 2 years ago, it could cause major damage to California as a result of a tsunami hitting it. It would cause apparently 750,000 people to evacuate. This is as a result of a report published by the U.S. Geological Survey and released yesterday. 1/3 of all boats in California marinas would be sunk. That would incur about $700 million in losses. Huge cargo vessels in San Diego, Long Beach, Los Angeles, and San Francisco would have only about 3 hours notice when the tsunami was spotted to get out to sea. It also said that about 1/4 of some of the most economically valuable property in California is at risk, but the rest of it, 3/4, is protected by high cliffs. They also noted that the 2 nuclear power plants in California, which are both near the coast, somehow still would not be under risk pertaining to the tsunami. California has long braced for the big earthquake, an 8.5 or better, but apparently has ignored the potential of an earthquake in Alaska, some several thousand miles away, and the resulting tsunami that could hit the state. Of course, under that theory, we've all been ignoring something that could bring great peril to any of us. That's the news for today. If you have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.